Washington, President Biden issued one of the most sweeping pardons in recent history Sunday to his son Hunter Biden, after the commander-in-chief's role in his son and brother's foreign business dealings spurred an impeachment inquiry against Joe, tax fraud and gun charges against Hunter and illegal foreign lobbying claims against both father and son. The pardon is one of the most controversial in U.S. history, with even fellow Democrats blasting the move, ranking alongside President Bill Clinton's pardon of fugitive megadonor Mark Rich, in what was widely perceived as a corrupt pay-to-play arrangement, and President Gerald Ford's pardon of his predecessor and former boss, President Richard Nixon, who had handed him the Oval Office after the Watergate cover-up. Biden, 82, had assured the American people he would not pardon Hunter, 54, but went back on his word and granted him federal legal immunity for any and all crimes committed in an 11-year window from January 1, 2014, through December 1, 2024. The timeframe covers Hunter's major foreign dealings during his father's vice presidency, in which then VP Biden frequently interacted with his son's patrons from countries where he controlled U.S. foreign policy, and from the more recent congressional investigation. Hunter reaped millions in foreign income between 2014 and 2019, primarily from two Chinese state-owned companies and the Ukrainian gas company Burisma Holdings, but the broad language of the pardon means he's off the hook for any uncharged crimes from that period, such as alleged foreign lobbying violations implicating his father and interstate sex crimes related to what IRS investigators say were his documented payments to prostitutes. He also cannot face federal charges for any alleged misconduct in the years that followed. Since his dad entered the White House in January 2021, Hunter has embarked on a controversial novice art career, seeking millions for his beginner works in what skeptics declared yet another influence peddling scheme, with one of his dad's commission appointees buying a pair of works and another appointee showing up at one of his art shows. Hunter also gave allegedly false testimony to Congress this year and paid off his legal bills with roughly $6.5 million in loans from a powerful Democratic lawyer he met for the first time at a fundraiser for his dad in late 2019, which Republicans alleged could violate federal election law. In fact, House Republicans produced evidence that the president interacted with his relatives' associates from the two Chinese government-linked business ventures and their patrons from Kazakhstan, Mexico, Russia and Ukraine, in addition to many of their domestic associates. Congressional Republicans accused the elder Biden of abusing his power and obstructing their probe in a final impeachment inquiry report released in August after fellow Democrats forced him to relinquish the Democratic presidential nomination in July. Some information about the Biden family's foreign dealings remains murky, including controversies about how Joe Biden may have used his official power to benefit his family's ventures, either directly or indirectly, beyond conferring the valuable appearance of influence to their associates. For example, Biden's use of $1 billion in U.S. loan guarantees as leverage to force out Ukrainian Prosecutor General Viktor Shokin in 2016 remains hotly debated, though recently surfaced evidence indicates that senior U.S. foreign policy officials were surprised at the elder Biden doing so, and Hunter's former Burisma board associate Devon Archer testified that the company's leaders joined Hunter to call his father in D.C. at roughly the same time. Some of Biden's connections with associates remain poorly defined, including his meeting with Yi, who has since gone missing amid corruption allegations by China's government. A widely discussed $3.5 million transfer from former Moscow First Lady Yelena Baturina to a firm held by Hunter Biden and Archer also remains murky, though evidence later emerged that Biden dined with Baturina and her husband in D.C. in 2014 and that Hunter helped the oligarch shop for U.S. properties. In his most controversial final day pardon, President Bill Clinton pardoned billionaire fugitive Mark Rich after his ex-wife, Denise Rich, donated generously to Democrats. The pardon was widely viewed as a legal form of bribery. Rich fled to Switzerland in 1983 after he was indicted for evading $48 million in taxes and buying $200 million of Iranian oil in violation of a U.S. embargo during the 1979 hostage crisis. Denise Rich greased the wheels by giving more than $1 million to Democrats, including more than $100,000 to support Hillary Clinton's New York Senate run and $450,000 to Bill Clinton's presidential library. The New York Times editorial board called the pardon a shocking abuse of presidential power. Jimmy Carter called it disgraceful in a rare rebuke. Even Clinton's then White House Chief of Staff, John Podesta, was strongly opposed, later telling Congress that the staff informed the president that it was our view that the pardon should not be granted. However, former Clinton pollster and advisor Mark Penn claimed in a Sunday night X post that Hunter's was truly disgraceful. This was not a pardon of just Hunter Biden, but of Joe Biden himself, as his son ran a scheme with Joe's brother to shake down adversaries of over $20 million, and then didn't even pay taxes on it, Penn said.